The moment I put on the headset, the real world disappeared. I wasn't in my small apartment anymore. I was standing on top of a glowing digital mountain, surrounded by colors so vivid they felt alive. Floating lights danced in the air, and far below, a city of virtual towers shimmered under an endless neon sky. This was World Tour VR, the most advanced virtual reality game ever made. A place where players could travel anywhere, meet anyone, and experience everything. My name is Alex, and this is the story of how a simple game became the greatest lesson of my life. Level 1: The beginning of adventure. When I first bought the headset, I only wanted one thing: escape. Real life had become routine: online classes, part-time jobs, endless scrolling. I needed something new, something thrilling. The moment I logged in, a calm voice greeted me. "Welcome, traveler. Choose your destination." The options were infinite. Tokyo at night, the Sahara Desert, the Great Barrier Reef, even Mars. Each world was designed with breathtaking detail. I chose Tokyo first. In seconds, I was walking down Shibuya Crossing, surrounded by digital people who looked incredibly real. Streetlights glowed, holographic ads floated overhead, and I could even smell the rain. "Wow," I whispered. "This feels more real than reality." A guide named Myra, an AI companion in the game, appeared beside me. She had gentle eyes, a bright voice, and endless patience. "Alex," she said, "you're about to begin your VR world tour, but remember, every journey teaches something, even in virtual worlds." I didn't understand what she meant then. I was too excited to explore. Level 2: The City of Challenges in the Second World. I traveled to New York City. My mission was to design a new skyscraper within the game. It wasn't just for fun. The game tested creativity and strategy. At first, it was easy. I placed digital glass panels, built glowing elevators, and added sky gardens. But as the tower grew higher, I made mistakes. The structure became unstable. My project collapsed. Literally. Frustrated, I shouted, "This is impossible." Mira appeared again. "Do you want to rebuild?" she asked calmly. I sighed. "I don't even know where to start." "Start small," she said. "Every masterpiece begins with one careful step." Her words sounded simple, but they carried truth. I rebuilt, this time meticulously, checking every angle and connection. It took hours, but I learned patience and the joy of creating something from nothing. When the tower finally reached the clouds, fireworks exploded in the sky. My score increased. A message flashed across the screen. "Achievement unlocked. Resilience." I smiled. The game wasn't just testing my skills, it was teaching me character. Level 3: Desert of Reflection. The next world was quiet. Too quiet. A golden desert stretched endlessly before me. The mission was unclear. No buildings, no enemies, no goals. Only silence. "Is this a glitch?" I asked. Mira appeared, walking beside me. No glitch, she said softly. Sometimes silence is the challenge. I didn't understand at first, but as I walked, the emptiness began to speak in its own way. I noticed how my thoughts became clearer, how my breathing slowed. For the first time in weeks, my mind felt serene. It reminded me that not every level in life is about speed or competition. Some are about reflection, about listening to yourself. When I reached the end of the desert, a single message appeared in the sand: achievement unlocked, inner calm. Level 4, the global arena. The next part of the tour took me to the VR Global Arena, where players from around the world competed in challenges, language games, puzzle solving, and storytelling quests. To my surprise, I was matched with players from different countries: a programmer from Germany, a student from Brazil, a teacher from Japan. We didn't speak the same native language, but the game had built-in translation. Soon, we were working together, building bridges across virtual islands. When one of us failed, the others encouraged. When someone succeeded, we all celebrated. That's when I realized something powerful. Even in a digital space, empathy and teamwork were real. The world might be virtual, but the feelings were not. During one round, our group built a massive city that glowed like crystal under the stars. When the challenge ended, we all took a screenshot together, our digital avatars smiling side by side. Achievement unlocked. Global connection. Level 5, the labyrinth of time after days of exploration. I reached the final level, a mysterious labyrinth floating in space. The walls shimmered like mirrors, showing reflections of my past choices. Each corner revealed moments from the earlier worlds: my frustration in New York, my peace in the desert, my laughter with friends. Then, a door appeared with a final message: the journey is complete when you understand what you've truly learned. I paused. I had explored breathtaking places and conquered challenges, but the real lesson wasn't about winning. It was about growth. Through the game, I had become more resilient, more creative, more aware of myself and others. The VR world had been a reflection, a mirror showing what I could become in real life. When I opened the final door, Mira appeared one last time. To Alex, she said, "What did you find on your tour?" I smiled. "I found myself, then your world tour is complete," she replied, fading into the light. Epilogue. Back to reality. When I removed the headset, the real world felt different. My apartment was still small, the city still noisy, but somehow I saw it with new eyes. I started noticing details I used to ignore: sunlight on the wall, the sound of rain, the smell of morning coffee. Life, I realized, was its own virtual world, complex, vivid, and waiting to be explored. I opened my laptop and wrote a blog post titled "My VR Game World Tour." I described each level, each lesson, and how the experience transformed me. People from around the world read it, commenting how it inspired them to see technology not as escape, but as a tool for learning, growth, and connection.